Welcome to the last episode of Chaotic Creatives for Season 3, the show about embracing the chaos that comes from living a creative life.
We are your hosts, two self-proclaimed chaotic creative gals. I am Lauren Hom, better known as Hom Sweet Hom on the internet. I am a designer, lettering artist, muralist, and chef.
And I'm Rachael Renee. I'm an artist, a creativity coach, and your internet hype gal. And this is episode 10.
Wow, we did it.
We did it. You can't tell because of the release schedule, but we powered through this season to get it all recorded.
We did. We've talked about how we love a deadline as chaotic creatives because we need just some kind of parameters to work within. And when we were planning season 3, we were working against me moving to New York. And we were like, hey, do you think we can record all of season 3 in the month of March? And the answer was yes, we did.
Even though we both had travel and
work and life.
All the
and
things.
Like stuff came up. We moved dates around, but we made it work.
I have done therapy in the car either before or after recording.
We recorded on days that I flew back from conferences. I landed in the morning. We made it work.
This was a chaotic creative season.
This was a good season. Yeah, we were really living our values.
I think so. And I also am really happy with the content of the episodes. Because we kind of plan out a couple in advance. We're not mapping out what the whole season is going to be. Right. We might have some general themes or topics we want to talk about, but it's very obviously conversational. And I love the direction that this season has taken.
Yeah, it's really based on what's going on in our own lives and kind of what's on our minds. Similar to what we'd be voice memoing back and forth to each other.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of times where I'm like, did I already say that? Because we've talked about it prior to recording. Maybe someday we'll release the voice notes to the Patreon.
I mean,
I so badly wanted to share the text that I sent you earlier today, which that is not even for the patrons.
I think that's for OnlyFans.
The Gross Girls OnlyFans. Yeah.
Hard pivot. Today's topic is
not Gross Girls.
Today's topic, we wanted to talk about I guess goodbyes, creating and prioritizing play while closing chapters and grieving, during sad periods. We started this season talking about creating while depressed.
Yeah.
And we thought it would be nice to do a full circle, bring it full circle.
Yeah.
Because this is the last time we will be recording in this space. We realized that when Rachael walked in, and it really does feel like the physical change of space will be a closing of a chapter.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because as I've said throughout the season, once I leaked it to the listeners that you were moving, it has been such a bittersweet experience because I'm so sad that I won't have such close access to you. And truly coming here and hanging out 1 to 2 times a week rules. I always feel better after we record.
Me too.
But I'm also really excited for you in this new chapter. I know that we will voice note, and I know that I will be a patron of Spirit Airlines to take that cheap-ass flight from Detroit to New York into the LaGuardia terminal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the former bus station. It's funny because I keep seeing things about LaGuardia winning awards, but I only ever fly Spirit. So it's the new LaGuardia is design heavy.
Yeah, and you're getting the old LaGuardia.
I got the bus station. But yeah, I think talking about kind of a lot in my life, and I shared a little bit in the last episode, I am having to hold space for conflicting emotions at the same time. There's a lot of really cool, exciting things that I can't yet talk about publicly.
Yep.
And then there's also some really heavy, hard things that I don't feel comfortable talking about publicly. And both are happening at the same time, and both deserve attention and care. And so I think, talking about creating while grieving, and as I'm thinking about this grieving process and experiencing it, I guess, I am realizing how important prioritizing play is. And so much of my messaging feels very bubbly and like, oh, prioritize play, like make time to go count your clouds or whatever. But actually, like those are grounding practices. Like if you're spiraling, and like I did it the other day while I was driving, I was like crying while I was driving, and I was like, I have to pull it together. And so I was like, okay, what can I see in front of me right now? And I was like, there's a stop sign, there's a parking sign, there's a meter sign, that's a stoplight. Like nouning basically is a grounding practice because it forces you to be present in the moment. So yeah, like it might sound like, oh, prioritize play, count the clouds, look at the palm trees, but it also is a grounding practice. And I think that not losing ourselves to grief, at least for me, that's important. I want to maintain who I am throughout all of the. I feel like one episode I really did a lot of surf analogies, and I really
Bring it back.
I want to, but it's not there. I was gonna say the roller coaster of emotions, like riding the
The
waves,
tsunami of, I don't know.
feeling, tsunami of sadness.
Ooh, there's like a nice alliteration to that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Anyway,
Well,
so does that make sense?
It does. And could you talk a little bit about with your prioritize play? We were talking about this before we started recording, but it does sound bubbly and like, oh, choose to prioritize play. But you were telling me about how when push came to shove, when you're having to make hard life decisions, prioritizing play is something that like you just end up doing when you have fewer options.
Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah, I'm experiencing this shift where I'm having to really cut out the extras. I do not have capacity for extra things. And some things were really easy to be like, okay, I'm canceling my Botox appointment.
Sure.
Like it's fine to.
You can postpone, like it's things fall to the wayside that you realize what's important when other more pressing issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then there were a few things that I was like, oh, I don't want to cancel that. Like I had coordinated with Kristle to take some photos of my ceramic pieces to create a portfolio like we talked about on the coaching episode.
Yeah.
Because I want to start building a portfolio, and I was like, oh, do I really? That's the only thing that would be holding me for another week. And so I was like, you know what? I know where Kristle lives, and I can probably talk to her at any time. Like it doesn't have to happen this particular day. But I was holding on to that. And the same thing, I signed up for a ceramics workshop, and I was like, okay, I'm going to build this new routine around that. And so I think it made it very clear which things I value the most. And I mean, I've talked about this season a lot, like what things do I value the most? And that's not to say that the other things are not fulfilling or fun or important, but when push comes to shove, like you said, it has to be like, what is the most? Like if you have very limited capacity and you don't want to lose yourself, what are those things? And so, yeah, I'm still going to do the ceramics workshop, barring any like crazy turn of events. And I think that one thing that I was talking about with my therapist is, shout out Sarah, getting me through it all. Yep. I talk about her every episode.
This episode should be sponsored by Sarah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's taking new clients.
That's a good question. I think she might be. I don't know. I've been seeing her for so long.
Oh, actually, I think someone told me that therapists aren't allowed to advertise like themselves.
Oh, interesting. Really?
Yeah, I think Sean told me that.
Huh. I guess if you're like a medical professional, but I don't know. I know she also does like coaching practice too for
cool.
A way to continue to work with her if like
nice, like a non-medical.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was I going?
You were talking with Sarah about shit. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I remember. It's just I was explaining like some of these things that I want to continue to work on, like as this shift has happened.
Yes.
Where I'm like, okay, like even though I'm going to be devoting a lot of time to this experience that's hard and will be challenging, I also don't want to lose sight of myself. I didn't say it in that way. I was like, I just really want to work on the Pinata project. I feel like that's a good thing that I could work on that would like give me a lot of joy to connect with the people. And she was like, I'm so happy to hear that you are already building in ways to not lose sight of yourself, because in the past, because I've been working with her so long, she was like, you used to kind of abandon yourself at like any sort of big challenge. You would be like, okay, I don't need to focus on these things, but I'm very much like, these are important things to me first. Have to take care of myself first, then I have capacity for other people. And I used to not do that. So that's me prioritizing play in a way that is balancing grief.
Yes.
And challenging situations. It's not ignoring them. It's not replacing them. It is helping to ground me in those experiences.
Yeah, it reminds me of I believe, I could be wrong, Brene Brown quote, that joy collected over time fuels resilience. And that's what that sounds like. You have to do things that fill up your cup and make you feel good and make you feel like yourself and make you feel whole in order to offset some of the darker spots in life.
And
it's like practical, very pragmatic.
Yeah, which we are. Yeah, I think that holding space for both, not feeling guilty when you're having fun while also going through a hard thing. It's hard to allow to not like get swallowed up by the hard part.
It's a practice for sure. Like you have to be very intentional about it. Like, as freelancers, my friends and I talk a lot about the trap of you have a day off and you're like, okay, I'm going to work on my passion projects. I'm going to do my fun stuff. And you spend your day off thinking about all the like work that you have to do, like the admin, the like shoulds, not the wants. And you end up poisoning your fun day, even if you do a little bit of it, by having your mind elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so you need to actually allow yourself to like log off there, enjoy your little container you've created for yourself, and then like work will be there. And yeah, it's one thing to say like, I'm going to prioritize play. I'm going to do my creative projects. But if your mind is elsewhere, you will rob yourself of the experience. And so you have to practice being present.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I hadn't really thought about it from that perspective of like, even though all I ever want to talk about is mindset stuff. But I feel like so many people that I talk to about prioritizing play, making time for their creative practice are like, I always do chores or I find excuses not to. And we haven't really talked about like strategies on, you might be making the physical time to do the thing, but mentally, if you're thinking about your to-do list, you're not getting the most out of the experience. So how to be present. Do you, when you talk about this with your friends, your freelancer pals, like what are your strategies to do that? Like, do you have any personal strategies to like check out of Hom Sweet Hom Incorporated? I don't think that's right, but
how to clock out?
Yeah. How to clock out and turn on like Lauren.
Well, I think that, so for example, you going to the ceramic studio, being in another place is always helpful. I think being with other people can be helpful too, because it's easy for a friend to be like, hey, where are you? Like when you're with other people, it's so much easier to like be present, right? I mean, you can still zone out, but like.
Sure. I'm just giggling because like I zone out a lot and I feel like you've never done that to me.
I'm sure never do that to you.
Never do that to anyone. But it's funny to think of you as like a mom being like, hey, where are you? Get back here.
My like inner tiger mom.
Yeah.
Just like when we recorded that, like looking for Q&A Instagram story, and Kristle was like, you introduced yourself like a Midwestern dad. Like, hey, Steve here. I don't know what got into me. Yeah. Hi, Lauren. It's because you gave me these pants and now I wear pants.
Yeah. Next time I see you, you're going to be wearing a tool belt.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty soon, Lauren's got a dip in her lip.
Yuck. Oh no. Oh
She's taking hunting season off.
Incredible. Hopefully not, but hey,
hey, no judgment if that becomes your lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, you are homestead curious, so.
I am, and
much like I would like to benefit from your community garden access, I would like to benefit from your homesteading. I have nothing but friendship to offer in return. Yeah.
I'll take it.
I hate that the grocery stores are limiting the egg consumption. Like
Really?
Trader Joe's says, hey, due to the egg shortage, please only buy 1 dozen. And I'm like, I want to make deviled eggs and I need a dozen for that and then a dozen for my other egg interests.
Do they enforce it?
I don't know. I've never tried. I'm a rule follower. So I'm like, I'm not going to be like, fuck you, Trader Joe's. I'm getting 2. I'm sure they would let me.
You bring your kids and each of your kids gets a carton of eggs too. That's how you skirt the rules.
Yeah. Oh, one of those tiny little carts. I borrow somebody's kid, hey, follow me.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Give you $5 if you buy these eggs for me.
This is where being trained in vegan cooking really comes into play. And you were vegan, so that really helps too. You know how to make a tofu scramble.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Many
it's
skills.
Just because of the current state of my life, the prioritizing play of learn to love cooking goal is no longer at the top of the list.
Of
so
course.
I go back to kind of my staples, which are often breakfast burritos.
Honestly, all hail,
which I can do with tofu.
All hail the breakfast burrito. All hail the quesadilla, the grilled cheese.
Oh yeah, grilled cheese always. I make a lot of chili, bean chili. The texture of ground meat really grosses me out, so I make veggie chili. Yeah.
Nice.
And lentil soup a lot because you can kind of just dump whatever.
It's a good
a
pantry cleaner.
Yeah. Pantry princess. I just really want that name to stick. I feel like it's not going to, but I want it to for you, not for me.
We can try. You can try to make it a thing.
Thank you.
Back to what you were saying.
Which is PP. Pantry princess. When I first started doing, I want you to finish your thought, but before we go there. Oh, what a chaotic last episode. Appropriate. When I first started using the language of prioritized play, it was a couple of years ago now, which is cool. And I signed up for a hand building class at my ceramic studio. And a couple of the folks in the class followed me on Instagram and they were like, it's time to PP, prioritize play. And I was like, oh no, do I have to pick new language? But I never did. But no one is ever saying PP. Which I'm also not opposed to, but
it's okay because
Pantry princess prioritizes play.
You can't really think of these things ahead of time because my I guess flagship online course was Passion to Paid, and it became P2P. Just
the precursor to Peen Cuisine. Incredible.
And that's just what people started abbreviating it as.
Yeah.
Just the letter P, the number 2, and the letter P.
Love it.
Uh-huh.
What were you going to ask before I interrupted you to say PP a bunch of times?
I was just going to try to get us back on track.
Sure.
To your question about how do you stay focused on, how do you keep your mind focused on enjoying the creative play at hand versus your to-do list, all the other things that would take you out of, I guess, enjoying the playing. So being with friends, being with people, getting out of your environment. I think it's just the awareness that your mind is drifting to. Is a big one. I'd say that's the lion's share of just catching it, because once you catch it, you can kind of bring yourself back. Because for me, it's more of a practical thing where if I have this chunk of time, I'm robbing myself of it. Nothing's going to change. And so I may as well enjoy this time and let myself have fun and make the passion project or the experiment.
Yeah.
Or just if I'm taking the day off as a freelancer, if work is slow or something, I can just enjoy that because I just feel agitated. Because I've been doing this for over a decade, I have enough of like a muscle memory of what it feels like when I don't let myself enjoy like a day off or like an activity where I'm taking my brain off and my brain wants to do this thing where I'm like, I can multitask and like do my ceramics project and like also plan my launch in my head. And it just leaves me unfulfilled because you get 25% of the way with your creative project and like 5% of the way with your launch in your head.
Right.
And you just feel even more chaotic.
Yeah.
And so Kristle and I talk about this a lot on our own, but like cultivating attention is really important to us.
Ooh, I love that.
The ability to focus on one thing at a time is actually a skill.
Yeah.
It's not something you're born with because I was using the analogy earlier that because when she was talking about her niece, like having her phone all the time, because that's what kids do.
Yeah.
And I think it's very human. Like I likened having access to an iPhone at like 12. If I had access to an iPhone at 12, I don't even know. It would have been over for me.
I don't put mine down now. I can't imagine if I could access anything on the internet.
I think it's just very human. Like you have to actively be like, no, I'm not going to, because I likened it to if you are like, it's easy to want to eat like watermelon Sour Patch. If watermelon Sour Patch exists, you're like, oh, it's so like, it's artificially colored and it's tangy and it's chewy and it's super sweet. You forget that actually watermelon exists too and it's delicious.
Yeah.
And like something that's not quite as sensory, like stimulating is still really good. And if you can get back to a place of enjoying just a slice of watermelon too, I think that's a good place to be.
Totally.
And so, yes, candy's good, but fruit is also great.
Yeah, fruit's better.
Yeah. And so I kind of liken it to like being able to focus just on the task at hand in front of you is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as chaotic creatives, I know we're talking to people just like us.
Yeah.
When you start to notice yourself feeling frazzled, Rachel's talked about this before too, like throwing a load of laundry in before you start answering emails, like you're doing too much possibly. And maybe you have a chore afternoon or a chore evening, and then you work on your projects. Like trying to multitask it seems like a good deal, but it's usually not the greatest deal.
Right. And that's why I have gamified so much of it. It's like I give myself chunks of time and I'm like, all right, I get 30 minutes to get as many chores as I can done. And then I get 30 minutes and all I'm working on is my quilt. And, you know, obviously different strategies work for different people, but timing it like that is helpful because I'm like, okay, if I gave myself a start and a stop, then I'm allowing myself to only focus on that one thing. And I do think like a change of scenery, like you suggested, is really a big one for me too. Like, love going to the ceramic studio. I don't ever want to have a ceramics setup in my home because I know what I'm like. And for some reason it works with quilting, I think just because it's a lot of like tinkering and then I can have everything there. But I dream of having like an art studio space, like in my future life, that I leave my home to go to my studio, even if it's like a detached garage, like a separate total space. Because I need that shift in perspective to be able to focus. But at the same time, I do want to say that like the creative practice, like if you can get there, can also help sort of, if you can get into that flow state, you can process some of those feelings. Like if you can shift your mind from like, oh, these are all the things that I have to do, or why did I say that thing, or whatever. If you can shift to like sort of like loose brain, open brain while you're working, which getting into sort of that working flow state is something that I have found that I can do really well while I'm sewing or specifically quilting because I'm not following directions and having to check back. It's why cooking is hard for me to get into that flow state because I'm not good enough yet to just ad lib and sort of like not really think about it. I'm having to like continue to check the recipe every time. But with ceramics, like I went to the studio on Monday and I just worked for like 4.5 hours. But I thought about a lot of stuff, and I didn't like force any of it. I was just kind of like working on my stuff, and thoughts would come in, and I was kind of like processing. And then anytime I started thinking in terms of like, well, I have to worry about this thing in the future, then I would be like, nope, I'm not going to worry about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus on this. And so like, I think processing can happen, which is different than like not allowing yourself to be fully present. Does that difference make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I always have to have a change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
And I also really, really love a deadline. This is like circling back to something you said at the beginning that may or may not be even related. But there's a project that I'm working on that I can't talk about yet, but I want to.
I
know. Yeah, Lauren knows. Kristle knows.
We'll talk about it next season.
We will talk about it next season.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't wait. And I had a meeting today. And we were talking about timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, if this feels too rushed, we can stretch it out. And I was like, here's the thing. If we push the deadline, I'm going to do it in the same amount of time. I'm just going to wait until there's 2 months left.
Lauren Hom method.
Yes.
Well, not quite the Lauren Hom method.
Yeah.
The better version.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm better.
Have I talked about the Lauren Hom method on this podcast?
Oh, is there
yet?
something specific you're referencing?
No, just the Lauren Hom method is waiting till the last minute to do something to get it done, just get it done.
Yeah. I said that. I said that to the team. I was like, here's the thing, I'm going to procrastinate anyway. So like giving me more time is not actually going to,
it's not
I'm
helpful.
not going to utilize that extra time. I'm just going to wait to start.
20% more time won't make it 20% better.
No. And so I was like, I kind of like that we're in this sort of condensed timeline because it's going to force me to work on it right now while I have momentum.
Absolutely.
And then get it going. So, yeah, and then I was like, should I have admitted that to these people that are paying me money? But they're great. And they were like, totally get it.
It's fine because you have people on that team who know you and understand you.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. And also like, this is just like my freelancer brain. And for anyone who's a full-time freelancer, and listening to this podcast named Chaotic Creatives, you likely will relate to this. But there is a beauty in just like, even if it's a little bit manic, getting it done on a deadline and then like being done with it.
Yeah. Well, it's like we talked about last time, with the illustration project that will not be named. Kristle is working on a project that is just taking longer and more labor than she expected. And I feel like we can all relate, and probably the listeners too. It's like you agree to do a project. It takes so much more work than you expect. You maybe ask for more time, or maybe they give you more time and you're like, I don't want more time. I just want this to be over. And I can super relate to that. So it's like, it's not even about the time. It's about either the procrastination or like my misunderstanding of the workload, which is often the case. And that's how we learn.
Yep.
That's how you learn like what to add to your contract the next time, or like what projects we're agreeing to. Like we have to try. And that's been our message from the get-go.
And everyone has a different work style, like a different cadence to how they like to do things. Like I am cool with like a quick turn project because it's like a one and done. Like I know we're recording this in my penultimate week in Detroit, but like I am shooting a project in here like 2 or 3 days before I leave, which is wild.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we're going to just like have the bare bones
and
like
you're
set up.
Going on a 24-hour trip tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll be done by the time this comes out. I have to go to bed early tonight because I'm giving a talk and I'll be wrapping it up on the plane ride over there. And then I'll be like in Oklahoma City for like 20 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back here.
Wow. Champion.
I just like what you said about like the container of like the stop and the start.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that there's like a hard stop is helpful. Like even this project, I can't say exactly what it is, but that I'm doing right before I leave. Like this
We're not
space.
being like intentionally like
we've signed NDAs and
sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I let them know like, hey, I'm out of here April 4th. And having that like hard out is so helpful to me because we can't reshoot. We can't like, we can't like dick around.
Yeah.
It's going to get done before then. And like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they know that and they still were on board. So
cool.
Really grateful. Yeah.
I look forward to the day that we can share these projects that we're working on.
I know. Me too.
Yeah. Normally, I mean, we're not trying to be turds like that or just being like, I'm working on a secret project. It's not that. We're just not allowed.
Yeah.
I'm not good at secrets.
Secrets aren't fun.
No.
Hi, you know how we're always yapping on this podcast about trying new things in your creative business? This episode is brought to you by one of my creative experiments, my mural mockups. You get 10 high-resolution Photoshop mockups with easy-to-edit smart objects, which in non-creative dork speak means that you can drag your drawing into the mockup and it'll instantly make your art look like a mural on a real wall. Pretty cool, right? Fun fact, Kristle, who you all know and love as the editor of this podcast, shot all of the photos for these mockups. So I love that. These mockups are perfect for muralists and aspiring muralists who want to shorten the time it takes them to add mural images to their portfolios and present their work to clients. You can head to homsweethom.com/mural-mockups or the link in the episode description to check them out. Okay, now back to the show.
Have we talked about the, oh my God, this episode is brought to you by Rachel's Ramblings and Side Quests.
I mean, I think we're also like talking about like processing grief or whatever.
This is how it happens.
I think we're rambling because, so this was happening to Kristle and I today because this is like our second to last week of working in the same space together. This is the last time you and I are going to be doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So like, I think we're just kind of milking it.
We are. Yeah. I think, and also like jumping all over the place is how I have to like deal.
Yeah.
Not only with this, but with other things like, you know, being able to go grocery shopping. Like one of my friends was like, hey, I can drop off groceries if you want. And I was like, can I go with you? Like, can we go together? Because like you said, seeing other people is helpful. Because otherwise I would just be sitting at home, just like sitting and thinking.
Waiting for your eggs.
Waiting for my eggs to become available.
And then if you go together, you can each get a carton of eggs and now you can get 2.
Yeah, but she needed her own eggs. So.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
That's
okay.
Fine. It's okay. I will secure the eggs. Actually, I haven't made tofu scrambled in a long time. Breakfast is one of the meals that I do really like making a lot. And that sounds really good. I used to make a killer tofu scramble with like tempeh bacon. I had a really good marinade that I would do with tempeh bacon. I haven't made that in a long time. Also haven't made tempeh like buffalo wings. I had a good recipe for that. I'm maybe hungry. Lauren makes cookies like so frequently when we're recording and I walk in and just blasted with like the fresh baked cookie smell. What can you tell the listeners what your pantry princess cookie was?
Yeah, I made a passion fruit white chocolate crunch cookie, which is based off of the Lilikoi Crunch cookies from King's Hawaiian Bakery in Southern California, which is where I grew up.
Sure.
I was trying to recreate them, but basically I'm trying to like cook down my pantry.
Yeah.
I happened to have all these ingredients. And I was like, I'm going to try to make that, but the recipe is not online. It's basically like a butter cookie that's like tart, but is crunchy. And I read the ingredients the last time I was home and there was nothing like out of the ordinary in there. And so I tried to recreate it here. It tastes the same, but the texture is different.
What is their texture like?
It's more crumbly and like a butter cookie. These ones are a little bit more of like a modern cookie texture, a little flatter and thinner and crispier.
Yeah.
Probably because I added more. This recipe definitely has more fat and sugar than the other one, based on what I know about the science of a cookie. The other one's more like a mound.
Sure.
And these ones flattened out. Apparently, the higher the sugar content in a cookie, the more caramelized and crispy it gets.
That
And the
makes
flatter
sense.
they tend to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Baking is just science.
Today I put my fancy vanilla bean paste in my chia pudding for breakfast.
Ooh.
And I thought of Kristle. Vanilla bean influencer.
Yeah.
Vanilla bean paste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Lovely.
Yeah. Okay, I have questions for you about grief. We still have a little bit of time.
Okay.
I am curious. I mean, you know the details of what I'm going through, but I'm curious, like, we're talking about closing chapters as it relates to, like, our background is different. You're leaving. This is the end of the season. Our lives are about to change, but also how have you navigated things that you've been grieving in the past? I know that you've shared on the podcast, like how your work life has changed with unexpected circumstances. You've also shared about ending a 7.5-year relationship. And I just wonder, like, how did you hold that, like, frustration and grief for those situations while also maintaining your creative practice? Or did you just, like, power through? Like, it's always easy for me to ask these questions. And, like, when I'm thinking back, I'm like, oh, I obviously did it this way and I can articulate it really beautifully. But when you're in it, you're not thinking, like, how can I hold space? I guess I am right now, actually. But a lot of times we're not like, how can I hold both at the same time?
Yeah.
Do you like how I asked you like 5 questions in one?
It's one of the things I love about you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And then I get to pick which part of the question I want to answer.
Yeah, I like to give you options. We're multiple choice over here.
Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure question.
I am a choose your own adventure friend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I think similar to you, like, I intuitively just, like, whether it's to partially cope, to, like, distract myself or to process, like, I'm always just, like, tinkering on something, and working on creative projects, whether it's ceramics or crafts or even just, like, I wouldn't even say, like, non-creative projects, but, like, home improvement stuff, like,
Yeah.
I always have, like, a thing I'm working on.
Same.
And so for me, it was really just, I'd say I took my time. Like, it's been like 1.5 years since all that stuff happened. And it's been like a slower processing period. And all I can really say is this period of time has been unique in my life in the sense that it's been quieter than my life normally has been. Because, I've been living here alone, and, like, in the past, I've been in, like, a denser social circle, and I didn't really do that here in Detroit, which, for better or for worse, like, it just didn't happen. Are you joking? Are you laughing because you're my only friend?
Yeah, I met another one of Lauren's friends a couple days ago, and he was like, oh, you're Rachael, Lauren's only friend. You're the only one she talks about besides Kristle. And I was like, I guess. I love that.
Because, like,
we're the crew.
You have such a robust, like, friend circle here.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was partnered for so long here and, like, that distance, like, we just didn't prioritize making friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then lockdown happened, like, right when I was like, I think we should make friends. Lockdown happened, and then I went to culinary school, and then I came back single, and I was like, I just never had that window of opportunity to, like, find a group here, which, it just didn't happen.
Well, and like, when you came back, you knew that you were going to be leaving again. So I'm sure you were like, I'm not going to invest time into making a new BFF and then leave them.
Yeah, I really just kind of doubled down on, like, my existing relationships here. And
you did
stand by it.
Yeah.
I love spending time with you too.
Thank you. Same.
And also, like, I'm like I always score as, like, an extrovert whenever I take those tests.
Mm-hmm.
But I also spend, like, prolonged periods of time alone, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So this has really been, like, my year of solitude, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see you and Kristle a couple times a week, and then I'm alone most of the time. So it's really just me working on my projects, tinkering around, thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of processing grief, I really think this is going to sound so fucking sad. It's me working on things, like alone in here, just like processing, grieving.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Just like really, I mean, a word we've used in this season a lot, noodling.
Yeah.
Trying to get quiet I know like the joke in our friend group is that like, I'm not a great texter, and I'm not, but it's really because my phone is not near me.
Yeah, I think that's really great.
And I've really tried to have a quiet year where I'm not trying to distract myself too much.
Yeah.
Like, I find that working on a creative project, whether it's like ceramics or cooking, is enough stimulation where I can't be so distracted that I'm avoidant of what I'm feeling or thinking.
Yep.
Whereas, like, I'm sure every chaotic creative can relate to this. If you are trying to listen to a podcast and also work on a thing, like, and you're also scrolling on Instagram, like, it's so easy to blast your brain with so much stimuli that you actually don't have a single thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that's when I know I'm being avoidant of like my feelings and thoughts and emotions.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree with you. I sit in silence a lot. Like I often don't have music on or I'm not watching things. And I love that. And I know that I have a lot of shit that I'm processing when like I have to put a movie on so that I am forcing myself to focus on like a story. Like, and I read a lot.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my like very intentional, like get out of my head. But when I'm feeling like really low or really agitated, I can't focus on the words because I have to like build that vision in my brain. So I have to like watch a movie or something or like have some sort of visual stimulation so that I can get distracted. Yeah, I feel like I like that you very intentionally, I mean, it's not like you were like, I need to grieve this, but you took your time figuring out what to do next. You didn't just jump into something else as a distraction, whether that was like a new project or a new relationship or a new city. You know, you really gave yourself time to think about things and figure out what actually is best for you. And I think that's really admirable.
Thank you. Yeah, I took my time and at the same time I've really been noodling on this. Like the way that my brain works is like, well, you know, I could stay here and like continue doing what I'm doing and like it's a lower cost of living and like all these like practical reasons to stay and like from like a survival standpoint, like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And like I can like I like obviously love seeing you guys.
Yeah.
And like I know myself well enough that I could have a good, comfortable life in most places. I'm very adaptable.
Same.
Like, which is a blessing and a curse because sometimes it's like, well, I can be happy anywhere. So like, doesn't matter. And so it makes it, that's easy to like lean on that to like not make a choice.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, time to be a big girl. Like, let me make a choice. And
you put your big girl pants on.
I put my hard pants on.
You did?
Yeah.
I can't believe I have hard pants on too.
Yeah. Hard pants for hard decisions.
Yeah, truly. That's the new module. Dress for yourself. Put those hard pants on and make a hard decision.
I actually love that.
Me too.
It's going to be slightly uncomfortable, but you're going to do it.
But you're going to do it and you're going to look great doing it.
But like similar to how like we talked about needing deadlines for things, making a decision and just making a decision of like, I'm going to move to a city is in a way creating like a deadline. Like, you know, for me, I need something to like work off against or off of. And making the decision to move back to New York, even though like you could make arguments against it, like I certainly did in my head, I oftentimes need like a big decision like that to actually like kickstart some action.
Yeah.
Because I'm human. Like we get cozy and comfy and like used to a routine. And I know myself well enough that like barring any like grave danger or like really reckless like decision or reckless like outcome, I kind of have to like jump in with both feet in order to do a thing.
Yeah.
Like I've said online before, like you don't have to do every idea that like comes to you. You can wait. Like your ideas aren't like milk. They're not going to go bad. They're like more like beans, like dried beans that you can rehydrate later. But like at the same time, I've said that 5 years ago in like the talk I was like the lecture I was giving, I also recognize that there is a window where when you first have an idea and you have that initial glimmer of excitement, there is an opportunity in the first couple weeks to really jump on it and like roll with that energy. And even once that passes, it's not to say it's lost, but there is something about like rolling with that momentum. And so once I like felt like, okay, I'm going to make the choice, I was like, if I don't commit to this now, I'll keep waffling for another year. And like, I don't know, maybe the container of a year was enough. Like once a year went by after culinary school, I was like, I got to choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything's a learning experience. Everyone has different tolerances for things, and you call yourself out on your own shit at a certain point. You're like, all right, this is like when your house gets to a certain level of messy, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, this has got to stop.
We got to deal with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't know until it reaches that point where you're like, did I use my last dish?
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is always when I have like a set of plates that I use to feed the cats. So they get wet food in the morning and in the evening. So there's 4 plates a day that I'm using. And there's probably like 12 plates. So if I go 3 days without running the dishwasher, which actually now that I'm doing that math, I'm like, that's not as bad as it feels when I'm like, oh my God, there's no cat food plates. Then I'm like, babe, you gotta do the dishes. And normally I'm pretty good. Like that's part of my morning routine is doing the dishes in the morning, or loading and running the dishwasher. But when I'm low or overwhelmed, that's one of the first things to go. I let them pile up. They never reach counter height. They're still in the bottom of the sink. Like my tolerance for like a messy home is low. I need it to be tidy.
Mine's pretty high.
I don't think so.
I mean, because you're coming in, and granted, I'm comfortable enough with you that I'd let you see it pretty messy. But like when company is coming over, I tidy it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you don't have like dishes over. It's not dirty. Maybe we're chaotic, so we're a little cluttered sometimes.
On the topic, since we're talking about like keeping house, which is just like a life skill, I guess. I read a great book a couple years ago called How to Keep House While Drowning. That was a really great, quick read about how to take care of your like domestic life when you're depressed. That I think everyone should read.
Ooh.
And it was just a really great, like I was feeling kind of low. Like this is like, I don't know, maybe a couple years into like the pandemic, and like I was just, I don't know why I picked it up, but I did. I don't know if it was recommended to me, but I really liked some of the like practical advice and like kind of permission that the author gave to the readers of like, hey, like if things are piling up, like if you can't like, and she's getting like really granular, if like you're not like brushing your teeth every night, or like the dishes are like starting to overflow, like she's giving practical tips of like, here's what you can do to like start digging yourself out of a hole, a bummed hole, to bring it back to season 3.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Yeah. Like
season 3 title is Bummed Hole.
Need to do like what you need to do to like start clawing your way out of it. And like, it sounds like extreme, but she was like, if the dishes are like overflowing, she's like, get them out of the sink and like put them into bins, or like throw them away, get new dishes. Like,
damn.
I know it sounds nuts, but like, or she's like,
but if that's going to help you,
like a hard reset,
build momentum.
Yeah. Hard reset. Or like, if you cannot brush your teeth every day, like get disposable toothbrushes with like, apparently they sell toothbrushes that have like toothpaste like put on each toothbrush.
Okay.
Just to get yourself back in the habit, like you said, building momentum.
Yeah.
Like you got to do what you got to do to get yourself back to like a good place.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think that my depressive episodes aren't like that. And I'm grateful for that. And I also think that they have the capacity to be if I had to take care of other people.
Yeah.
But because it's just me taking care of myself, I'm most times I've created a baseline and the infrastructure to get myself out of them. And I'm very self-aware. So I know when I'm in it, and I give myself grace. But I'm going to read that. That sounds
It's a really quick
interesting.
read too.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by me, Rachel Renee, your creativity coach. Did you know that I offer one-on-one sessions? One of my favorite things is to help my fellow chaotic creatives gain a little bit of clarity in their creative practices and their lives. So you can book a session today. We can develop or refine your creative project idea. We can clarify your creative goals. We can map out what your big, juicy life looks like. Or we can build a system for prioritizing play and making it easy for you to incorporate. If you'd like to book a session, you can visit rachelrenee.com. That's RACHELRENAE.com/coaching. Okay, so instead of asking the question that has escaped me, do you have any final notes for season 3? Like final things you want to say, or maybe things that we could encourage the listeners to do while they are without us in between seasons 3 and 4?
Ooh.
So I think we're going to take a little bit longer break between seasons 3 and 4 so that we give ourselves time to get acclimated in these new chapters of our lives. But we have some exciting plans for season 4. Yeah. What do you think? Your season 3 thesis summary.
What did we really blasted through this season.
Oh man, we sure did. I think mine off the top of my head is just like, there is space in life for the highs and the lows, and they will always be there. So we need to create systems for ourselves that allow us to experience both. Because we started the season. I was in a depressive episode. We're ending the season, and I'm entering a season of grief. And at the same time, I feel more and more like myself. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, or maybe in the middle, somewhere in the last hour, I feel like even though I'm experiencing some tough stuff, I am feeling a lot of clarity around the things that are most important. And my creative practice is one of the most important things in my life. It's like definitely part of my identity, and I don't want to lose myself in the highs or the lows. So yeah, I hope that, I guess, as we've rambled this episode and talked about I thought we had some really great episodes this season. I hope you feel not alone if you're going through something big. And as you can see, like, friendship is a huge part of my support system. So we've talked about ways to foster connection.
Yeah, that was a big theme this season, I think, is doing things together. We've mentioned it before in previous seasons, but that's really one of the big reasons why I'm heading back to New York is, because I did my undergrad there and that's where I built my core group of friends. I am looking forward to doing stuff with people. Not that I don't do stuff with people here, but I am going to be intentionally starting projects with friends or having recurring things. I've talked about this. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I've talked about it publicly that for the last 5 years, my dad and I talk on the phone every Monday morning while he drives to work because he's got a 45-minute commute. And
whoa.
Yeah.
That's a long commute.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's LA traffic. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
LA.
But it was
Yikes.
the solution to a problem we were having because my dad's in his 60s and at the end stages of his career and bored at work, bored and overpaid.
Sure.
Sounds great.
Classic man.
And he would be texting me all the time and I would be working. And so I would be annoyed and I wouldn't respond and he'd feel sad. So it's a lose-lose for everybody. And so I was like, hey, why don't we just consolidate this into call me when you're driving. And so we've been doing that and it's been really lovely. But having a standing meeting every week has been like really great.
Oh, I love a routine. I love a commitment. And I think it's because I feel more stable when like I know on Wednesdays I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like my French class is on Tuesdays. I love the idea of having like recurring friendship hangs.
Yeah. Where both parties are like bought in. Like, I'm really going to miss this recurring like Monday, Wednesday recording thing that we have going on.
Yeah, same. Yeah. It's going to feel, because it's been like compressed into a month, I feel like my time is I'm going to be like, what do I do after work now? Because a lot of times I come straight from work, come here, we have a snack, we gab. I probably bitch about something. We record, and then I'm like, wow, I feel so fulfilled. And then I go home and I'm like, ee.
I think that gabbing is so important just to like blow off some steam, like be acknowledged by another human being, like just like shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm really going to miss this. I'm really going to miss eating lunch with Kristle, cooking lunch for you guys.
Yeah. I will also miss that. But to be clear, I would love to continue to be your friend, even if you never cooked me another thing in your life.
I appreciate that.
I don't only value you for your cooking, but I'm happy to be a recipient when it happens. Yeah, just to be clear.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that.
We're just gonna we're gonna adapt, just like we are adapting in other capacities. Our friendship is going to adapt, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna voice note. Yeah.
I think that one thing I want to share with the listeners too is like, in times of change, one like way to think about things that's been really helpful for me is, instead of this being like good or bad or like scary or like not scary, is, I can't remember where I heard this actually, maybe on a podcast somewhere, but the question you want to remind yourself or ask yourself is like, okay, in this new scenario, like what is gained and what is lost? Because both are true. Like, I am, like you were saying, you can hold grief and you can hold excitement at the same time. Like with this move, like I'm gaining, like there's a new chapter. I'm going to gain a lot of new experiences. And I'm also grieving the loss of like this chapter of my life.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep.
The one doesn't prohibit the other.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna cry on Monday when we see you off? I wonder if I will. I've been really like easy to cry lately.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We should get a waterproof mascara to sponsor this last episode.
Yeah. Oh my god, are you gonna cry right now?
No, don't look.
Women crying on a podcast.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I love you so much. I won't look at you.
No, it's okay. I'm an okay crier. I don't look crazy.
And you would look even less crazy if you kept your lash extensions.
Damn it. Yeah, you're right.
No, you're not.
No, the glue would be like burning my eyes right
now. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm honored to have had 3 beautiful seasons with you.
Which is so crazy because it sounds like 3 years, but we've only been
it's
doing
one.
This for
1 year. I know. And I was looking at some clips from, I've been posting some of the old clips. And
thank you for doing that, by the way. Rachel's our social media manager, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Well, we have done such a good job of like splitting the responsibilities with our strengths.
Yes.
Because it's very easy for me to hop on Instagram and do that. Whereas like putting together like a media kit or reaching out to, potential sponsors or like editing the videos like this, Kristle, you do such a good job. This is the production value that we started the podcast with. Like if it were me, it would be like iMovie recording and like no microphone,
That's
background
what we keep
noise.
telling Kristle. She's like, is it okay? And I'm like, you don't understand the level of like the production value Rachel and I would have like shat this out with.
Yeah. So, hey, if you watch the YouTube videos and if you are listening to the beautiful production of the podcast, maybe give Kristle a shout out in a comment.
Yeah, because
we love Kristle.
We cackle a lot, and Kristle makes sure that your ears are not blasted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough job.
Kristle cares for your ears.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm sorry I made you cry.
That's fine. How dare you?
I love friendship. Love this podcast. So grateful for you all that are listening and watching. Yeah, I think let's wrap up.
Okay. Do you have any final thoughts? Or did you share your final
I feel like I
thoughts?
kind of shared them. Just like, yeah, I think creativity is integral to my well-being.
Yeah.
And
it's how you care for yourself.
Yeah. And I'm proud that I'm prioritizing it, and I'm grateful for the platform to like really have to articulate the things that I'm thinking about because we're sharing it. And I think that that's why I love what I do in like in the creativity coaching arena, is that like I've experienced things and I love to be able to challenge myself to articulate them well so that people can relate. Because what I wanted in my 20s was someone to relate to see myself in their experience so that I didn't feel alone. And I feel like that's what I and we offer with this and through our own individual creative practices and what we share. So yeah, I'm grateful, and I'm honored to hold many things to be true at the same time.
Yes, me too. And I'm already excited about some of the ideas we've been floating around for how we're going to get creative and produce season 4
different
in another location. Like, again, new circumstances just mean new challenges.
Yeah.
And it means
for Kristle logistically.
But also, like, can we have fun with it? Like, sure, it's you could see it as annoying that we have to like figure out a new way to get all 3 of us together, right?
Yeah.
But it could also be fun.
But also we made it playful. Like we had dinner the other night after recording an episode, and we were just like brainstorming and coming up with some really fun ideas. And I think that that's something that we're all really good at is, hey, we've done it this way before, but that doesn't mean we have to continue to do it this way. Like, yeah, we could come to you, or you could come back to Detroit and we could record like we normally have. But I think it's fun to try to think of a new challenge. We love a container. So yeah, I'm looking forward to season 4 and
me too.
What that brings for all of us and all of you. As always, if you're able to support us on the Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/chaoticcreatives. And we have a few different tiers with some goodies and behind the scenes stuff. We've started kind of recording, and we always yap before we record, but I think we're going to be better about sharing some of the like
bonus clips.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get some of those voice memos that we share back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, our voice memos are like 8 minutes long, so like they're basically mini monologues.
They are mini episodes.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, poor quality.
I know this
mini
is a very
apps.
polarizing topic because some people are like, "Don't send me an 8-minute voice note," and I'm like, "Send me an 8-minute voice note."
I could never be friends with someone who wouldn't accept an 8-minute voice note. And that has actually become a point of contention in potential relationships.
Wow.
Because the little things about life are what make a big, beautiful life, a big, juicy life, like I like to say. Of course, doing drastic things like packing up your life and moving to New York, or quitting your job and pursuing your passion, whatever. These big things, of course, are big milestones in a big, juicy life, but it's the small points of joy and gratitude, like eating your cookies and doing the voice notes. Like, I want to hear about all the minutia in my friends' lives, and I want to share that. And like the thing that I yearn for most in a romantic relationship is the casual intimacy and the someone to be like, oh my God, I got so many things done today. Like I cleaned the bathroom and I worked on this project and like, oh, I'm really excited about this idea. And like it's not even the regular companionship, because I do have that, but it's like I want that in a roommate, basically. That also I get to smooch.
Yes. Yes. That is so charming because I was talking with Steven about you actually, because you guys met and
I bullied him.
You didn't bully him, but it was very funny. I mean, he's the one who was like, what do you do all day? So it's fine. He's very direct too.
True, yeah.
But we were talking about like relationships and like, you know, just like what comes with the territory of like long-term partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, the way he described it was like, yeah, like, you know, I guess what's nice about like long-term partnership is you have someone to text when you're like, hey, like I found a cool rock. And I was like, I think Rachel's like my cool rock guy.
Yeah.
I was like, Rachel is the cool rock person. Like Rachel wants to know when you found a cool rock, and Rachel wants to tell you when she found a cool rock.
That's
basically
so accurate.
What you just described.
That is true.
And because I was like, I think I have that in Rachel.
Yeah. Which I think is really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I have that in my friendships. Like
you just want to smooch.
I also want to smooch. Yeah. I want like someone else to get up and feed the cats in the morning, you know,
of course,
like that kind of stuff. But I am so grateful. And I think that that's why I'm so fulfilled in my life is because I can do that with my friends. I can be like, I texted.
You have a lot of intimacy with your friends.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
Yes.
And I think that is something that I really value. And I think I'm good at being vulnerable. And I think that allows for deeper connection. Yeah. But I know we're past the wrap up point. But I just want to say that after Alt Summit, my friends who were in a voice note thing together on Voxer, which you can listen to at 2, 3, and 4 times speed if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do 4. I can do 3. I sent a 45-minute voice note.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because it cuts you off at 15 minutes. And I went for a walk and I was just like updating them and I was like telling all the details. And I got cut off 3 times. And Christina is the one who picked me up to get groceries yesterday. And I was like, did you listen to that 45-minute voice note? And she was like, yeah, I listened to it on my way to and from work, like a podcast. And I was like, that's why I love you, because you listened to me yap uninterrupted for 45 minutes. Because she's excited about me being excited. And I am the cool rock guy.
Yeah, you're the cool rock
Wow.
guy. Yeah. But I wanted to share that story with you because I feel like, I don't know, you'd appreciate knowing that you're a cool rock guy.
I'm truly honored. Yeah. And like, I do have a lot of cool rocks and I do want to send pictures of them to people. But sometimes I'm like, too much, girlfriend. But then I'm like, not for the people that love me. So you're never too much for the right people. Someone said to me once, we can wrap up on this note unless you want to add to it.
I will not.
You can never say the wrong thing to the right person.
Aww.
Which is very sweet. Like I asked you a question that maybe could have been misconstrued before we started recording. But because you're the right people.
Generous read.
Generous read. Yeah. And you understand my intention.
You want to share what that? I'm kidding. Patreon exclusive.
I sure don't. It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was hilarious only because of how I responded.
It was our interaction together that created comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's damn it. I do have something to add. You're so long-winded.
It's okay.
That what you just said is so beautiful, but it reminds me of a quote I probably read from the Instagram carousel.
Sure. Where we get our news.
Yeah, of course. Where you get all your inspiration that you save in a folder that you never look at ever again.
Mm-hmm.
But it said, I'd rather have the right thing slowly than the wrong thing now.
Okay, I have another thing to add, which is we often we give up what we want most for the thing we want now.
Oh.
Which I love. Because like if I'm lonely and I'm horny, I might date somebody that isn't what I want most. Have we talked about being can I say that I'm horny on the podcast?
You can say whatever you want. It's your podcast.
I guess. My mom listens.
Well, deal with it, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I love you. My mom knows I have sex. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
I'm 35 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we're talking about my sex life, let's wrap it up.
Cool. Join us for
wrap it up. Be safe.
Yes. Also,
I think I maybe don't want to stop because I'm like, no, I don't want it to be over.
I know.
Cute.
It's okay.
We have to. Lauren's selling these chairs in 8 minutes.
Yeah, someone's coming to pick them up in 9 minutes, and I'm kidding. I'm selling something else.
Oh, it's something else.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
in my head.
That would be so funny if the deadline I set, we were talking about deadlines all this season, but like someone's coming to pick up these chairs from Facebook Marketplace at 6 p.m.
That would be sick. You're like, we're done. No ad reads.
Very poetic.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, we could talk about this next season, but so many lessons learned from selling all my stuff on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Can I challenge you to make a carousel post about it?
Yes.
Great.
Because it's something I can easily talk about.
Yeah. And it's like low risk.
I love hawking.
And very relatable. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Thanks for being here for season 3.
We appreciate you.
Yay.
See you in season 4.
Bye.